on one end, we want to put you on a pedestal, make you our God or whatever, and then on the other hand, we want to knock you down to the low, below the dirt. Um, so I mean, I just feel like, do you? If you got to hold out on pastoring, which one is more, worth it? Being a pastor or your happiness and your peace and your solemn, your own, your own destitute.
Right. Well, like I say, me personally, man, I just feel like, man, we got to be very careful about what we do and how we do it, man, because here's the crazy thing, Shug. Here's the crazy thing, man. A lot of people will sit up here and not pastor churches and not go into their calling because they worried about what other people think. And that's been the thing of the church all along. Is pastors are so worried about what the people think, they're so worried about what the congregation think, that they sit up here, they can't even do what God say do.
Right.
You so worried about, I don't want them judging me, or I don't want them, treat me like this or treat me like this, that you can't even do what God say do.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest problem, man, is because we got pastors now, man, that are saying, wait, hold on just a second. I want to take my time. Maybe I'm fresh out of school. Maybe I'm fresh out of a divorce. Maybe I'm still dealing with some children issues. Maybe I'm still dealing with some me issues. And I don't want to be married. But every time I date, I got to deal with the fact of people judging me as if dating is a sin. And by the way, let me say this. Dating is not a sin.
So do you think that you should keep it a secret that you're dating?
You know what?
Or keep a secret who you're dating?
Sometimes you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't.
True.
You know what I'm saying? If you keep it a secret and don't tell nobody, when they do find out, they're going to be like, why you didn't tell us? And if you don't keep it a secret and then they end up finding out, they're going to be like, oh, I don't like this person. And if you keep the person a secret but don't keep the dating a secret, they're going to say, this person is not for you. Because you got those you got those women in the church that are overprotective.
Right.
I would like to think that my spiritual daughters are overprotective of me. So at the end of the day, no, you just can't be with anybody. And she can't be with you, but at the
up from Jump Street.
You see what I'm saying?
From Jump Street, because again, with dating, you're getting to know somebody.
Right.
Because you don't want, and I wouldn't bring whoever I'm dating around the church. I mean, I'm pretty sure that pastors have enough sense to do that. Not, because this one might not work out. Then they see you with a different person. Then they don't want their pastor to think of their pastor as a hoe or as a parent. I mean, as a.
But does that make you a hoe because you dating? You know what I'm saying?
If you're dating different people, if they see you with a different woman.
I understand that ideology. I understand that.
They don't want to see that. How's this happening? Then you preaching to us about one thing, and then here you are. We don't know. Of course, we don't know what you're doing with this person. Y'all may just be going out, platonic relationship. Y'all may just be going, non-sexual activity, dating, or what have you. But, when people are allowed to draw their own conclusion, it's always going to be the worst.
Yeah, it's always be some mess. Here's a question I got from you, man. So, as a pastor, okay, you being a member,
mm-hmm.
Do you want your pastor to date? Do you not feel like that takes a little bit of what's the word for it? Precedence from what his duties would be as a pastor?
I'm a little different.
Okay.
I want my pastor to date. I want my pastor to, get out there and do it because it's showing that he's still a human. It makes him more relevant. It makes him, of course, it makes him able for me to come talk to about whatever I'm dealing with.
Right.
Or, like I said yesterday, if he's pouring out to us and you give all that you give, who can pour back into him?
Right.
He needs some people that are older to him. Not just gonna be just like dogging him out, but hey, let's bring this in. Let's talk about it. Let's,
right.
Let's share our input or our experiences with you, so that we all come together as one.
Right. Well, I'm gonna show you a unique perspective. Watch this, man. I'm gonna show a unique perspective on something. Check this out. So and y'all know every now and then I got to move into a whole biblical orientation on this.
Right. Before you go to that, I got some people on my live. They said keep it a secret. Some say don't rush into it because one person, they were dating a member of the church, and the church made them get married once they found out that they were living together, they were boyfriend and, dating.
Well, living together is a sin. You can't be shacking, bro.
Oh, they can't be shacking? Hey.
Don't listen. You know what? So I'm gonna address the one that says keep it a secret. The Bible says that what's in the dark will always come to the light. So, and that's not always physical. That's spiritual. That means that what you're trying to hide, God will always expose. So, in retrospect to that, why would a pastor have to keep it a secret? We talked about this yesterday, John. We talked about not putting people on a pedestal so high that they can't be looked at like me and you.
Right.
Okay. And I believe by saying, hey, listen, you know what? I don't want them to get at me, or I don't want them to judge me, or I don't want them to, because that's the reason why we're keeping it a secret. Right. Okay. It's saying that, wait, hold on. I'm not like you. And in reality, if I get caught in something, I'm going to get punished or get, beat up just like you.
Right.
So why is it that when it comes to things that make me better, I can't be just like you? If I decided to go and get another degree, if I decided to pay more attention to certain philanthropic things, if I decided to pay more attention to a woman or whatever the case may be, and vice versa, if it's a woman pastor, pay more attention to a man. If I decide to build and grow and develop me as a pastor because it takes away from how you think I am with you as a leader or a pastor, why can't I do that? Why wouldn't you be happy for me? Why wouldn't you at least get with the woman and try to coach her up on what it takes to be a good woman for me? What type of woman I need? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I keep it a secret, am I keeping help a secret? Because you can't help me if I don't tell you.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to figure out, because I got pastors on my line right now, and I'm trying to figure out, like, man, what do you do? Why is it that congregations don't want their pastor to date? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I'm messed up about that one, John.
Yeah, it is. It's very conflicting, and I get that too. I feel the way you feel. Like, I'm different.
Right.
Like I said, go out there and date. You're human. You need it. You have needs. I mean, you want everybody. It's what man should not be alone.
Right.
So I would stick with that. Man should not be alone, and God instituted it, for a man to find a wife. How you gonna find a wife? How you gonna obtain that favor if you just being alone?
Well, I agree with that. I just once again one of the things I always look at, man, what's the best for me. And let's just keep it 100, man. I know the reason why most of the members don't want me to get married, and I'm not saying my members, but I know why most of the members don't want me to get married, because guess what? Some of y'all waiting on your chance.
Exactly.
You waiting on your shot. Let's just call it what it is. Some women are waiting on their shot. Some men in the congregation are waiting on their shot for the woman pastor. Let me keep it 100. We mentioned this earlier. Mm-hmm. Some men are waiting on a shot at the man pastor.
Yeah.
They are. They wait. So I'm going to cause havoc and a problem with anything that's going to interrupt my shot with you.
Your personal agenda.
My personal agenda. And let's not act like church folk don't have personal agendas. That's why I tell folks, listen, I tell my intercessors all the time, y'all better get in here and pray before these folk get up in here, because there's all kinds of demons and warlocks and imps coming up in here with all kinds of spiritual warfare to attack the leader. And a lot of times I didn't even know this, John. You know that members can come in, or people can come in and put a curse on a relationship of a pastor to where every relationship he's in or she's in will fail.
Yeah.
See, you got to be careful. Watch this. You got to be careful of witchcraft.
Yep.
Sorcery. And it's good to be admired. I want my members to love me. But what I don't want them to do is sabotage me or hurt me or put me in a position as a pastor that will keep me from growing and being happy at the same time. You may want me to grow, but you don't want me to be happy if it's not with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And once again, I'm not limiting this just to men and women, because it's men pastors I'm just saying, men pastors that are sought after by men members. Just like there are women pastors that are sought after by women members. And they are trying to sabotage, and we don't know why.
Oh, I've seen it done several times.
Right?
I've seen it done several times by members in the church that I was at. If we had guest pastors, whatever, and these are men trying to sabotage it. The ministers, singers, entertainers, whatever.
Right.
We had a few guys that was always, boom, right there at them. As soon as they get through
trying to get at them.
Getting at them. Trying to get them.
Oh, wow.
And then exposing it.
Wow.
So that's another way of sabotaging, because once you get it, you be like, oh, I had that.
Oh, wow.
He ain't all that. And then I've seen women do it. Oh, he ain't all that.
From
experience. Oh, I got the number. Even if it's something as small as just getting the number, alluding to the fact that we had some type of
physical or personal relationship. Yes. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that the reason why a lot of members don't want that pastor date is because maybe they've seen this before?
Yeah.
You think that's it?
That could be.
Because, I always wondered why when I walk into church sometimes, and, I've been in churches before, and, maybe the pastor got divorced, or maybe the wife died. Just throwing it out there. And the congregation has said, hey, no, now we're critical of the other woman. I was talking with a pastor, and he was with a church, large congregation, pretty big congregation, and he started dating a young lady. Mm-hmm. And great woman, best thing for him. You understand what I'm saying? But they would not allow him to date, and the reason why they wouldn't allow him to date or made a big deal for him dating is because they know how he used to do women. Mm-hmm. And they also knew that the last one tried to keep him from operating effectively in the church. So now they gave this next one hell. She just happened to stick around, which let them furthermore know that she should have, she was the one. But I think a lot of it is because pastoral habits are bad. And we make the mothers of the church, the deacons of the church say, wait, hold on. No. You don't need to be dating because you don't know how to act when you be dating. You don't want to return no phone calls. You don't want to sit up and come to Bible study no more. You late to service now. And it happens. Yeah. It happens. It really does happen that folks start getting all out of their element because now you dating.
You got distraction.
You got distraction. Let's talk about it for a second. Because the Apostle Paul says, John, hey, listen, even though marriage is not a sin, I would rather you be like me and not get married. And what he was saying is because, which the next verse in that says, because you can put your focus on Jesus Christ and the assignment of Jesus Christ. But let me ask you a question, and let's be honest, some pastors don't need to be married. They don't need to be married. You don't need to date nobody, okay? Because you're bringing your college days into your dating preferences.
Exactly.
So you don't need to date nobody. So let's go back into a question. I got a couple questions. I got Don on here. What's up, Don?
Yeah, I got some people saying they're giving the congregation too much power.
Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably my boy, y'all don't get mad at me. All right, listen to me. Don't get mad at me. John did this. This is John's fault.
Well, we just keeping it real.
If you're an elected official in your church, if you were hired on as a pastor, you have no power in the first place. Your congregation got all the power.
That's them AMEs, CMEs, ABC churches.
That's all them letter churches. and you if you were elected in, you don't have power. The representative of board had power. So watch this. You don't even, that's why it's best to come in married, because if you're not married, guess what? You ain't gonna get married, because they will determine who your wife will be. Now, watch this. This is why a lot of people go start churches, John, because guess what? I started my own church. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me what to do. I am the board. Right. I am the chairman. I make the decision. So if I want to alter the bylaws and say I don't have to come in with no wife and I can start dating, guess what? I can do that. Right. That's why you got a lot of people, I don't mean to ruffle no feathers, but that's why you got a lot of people starting churches now. Because they can't do what they want to do in another church because
That's already established.
Yeah, it's already established because the restrictions are too bad. And it doesn't allow you to be the human being that you are. Listen, y'all, pastors, I don't care how big they are, TD Jakes, Freddie, it don't make no difference. You are still a man and you're a human. Okay? All of them are married.
Right.
All of them are married. Okay? And you got to understand that most of them were not married when they started their ministry. Okay, they started their ministry because the ministry that they were with would not allow them to date and still be a pastor. Real talk. So you can get away with it when you start your own ministry. But I still don't understand the problem with dating. I don't, and members will not be mad. Will not be honest and say, John, I don't want my pastor to date. Because if my pastor date, I can't call him at 11 o'clock with my problems. I don't want my pastor to date because I can't just show up at the church and have a one-on-one conversation with him. I don't want my pastor to date. Oh, here's a good one. I don't want my pastor to date because guess what? My pastor won't stop by for Sunday dinner no more.
So again, that's your own personal agenda.
It gotta be, man.
It's your own personal agenda.
It gotta be, John. You've been in the church a long time, bro. You've been in the pulpit and the pews.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've seen both sides.
Okay. So in seeing both sides, how many times have you sat next to a person in the pew? Be honest. You done sat next to a person in the pew and y'all sitting up, and it may not be you, but you entertaining a conversation about how good the pastor look.
Oh, that's happened every.
Come on, man.
Every Sunday, every church service, whether it's my church service or somebody else's church service, I have seen and I have heard. I have partaken in the conversation.
Right.
She look good. He look good. God dog. So yes, I'm just gonna keep it real. It does happen.
Right.
More often than not.
Right.
And being in the pulpit.
I was going there next.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you on that. No. I'm with you on that. So sitting in the pulpit, watch this now. How many times? Wait, you know what? I'm just gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one myself. Listen, I was sitting, and John, if you got any pastors on there that know me, tell them I'm sorry. I was sitting in the pulpit of a pretty big church, and the conversation on the first row was how bad the chicks was. Now your wife is sitting over there. Okay.
You see that girl over there? She bad.
She must be new. She must be new. She must be new. She must be. I ain't seen her before. Hey, can we talk to her after church? Can we bring her in? Can we introduce ourselves after church? And listen, I know we're saying, well, what does that have to do with pastoral dating? This is what it has to do with pastoral dating, because guess what? When you develop a reputation as a pastor and your congregation know it, that may be one of the reasons why they sabotage your dating.
Right. One of the weaknesses is, mine in the church. For a woman to come through with some nice stilettos on and know how to walk like her feet not hurting, and she know how to put on a good dance in her stilettos, that is gonna get a man every time.
Listen, man, listen. People not stupid. Okay, let's just say this. People are not dumb. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and extend this conversation. People are not crazy. Okay, people see what you're doing, no matter who you are, what your title is. Mm-hmm. I have a spiritual daughter right now, man. Real talk, bro. I have a spiritual daughter right now. She's extra curvy. She really is. And, bro, I have went to services, bro, and have sat in the pulpit. And she on live right now. And if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying, daughter. Sat in the pulpit. These are saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. I'm shining on you people. And she done praise dance. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, they done hit her in her DM. Or afterwards, they done tried to holler at her. And they ain't talking about hollering like, hey, listen, hey, you're anointed. They trying to get at you. You understand what I'm saying? And it never fails, bro. Every church we go to, it is that and the other. But yet, and then I'll talk to a mother of the church and be like, you know what? That's why we so protective of him. Because one, I'm just going to throw this out there. Even if you did get married and date, you ain't going to be faithful continuously.
Right.
So we're not even just protecting the pastor. We're protecting the other people that you're going to get with. Because you're going to sit up here and profess your love to this woman right here and claim that she's the perfect one and y'all look good on camera. And we know that you ain't going to stay faithful. Because every time a woman come in with something wrapped around her butt or her chest that you can visualize, you're going to chase after it. So sometimes the reason why folk don't want the pastor to date is because you're protecting the person they date.
So why even follow that pastor? If you know the ways of your pastor and you know he has Jezebel ways,
right?
Then why even follow him?
Something called anointing. Something called let me say this real quick.
Gifts and callings come without repentance.
Let me. I'm gonna say this. A lot of people follow people, bro, because they need somebody to follow. A lot of people follow people, bro, because they need a father. They need a mother. They need direction. They need something to hold on to, something to be a part of.
They need to feel like they belong
to something. They do. They need to feel like they belong to something. Most people...
That's a big mistake.
Well, it is, but it's reality. And most people, John, are not in the church that they're in because they truly believe in the vision of the pastor. They're in the church that they believe in, that they're in for one of three reasons. The first reason is because you done tried every other church, been put out of every other church, got church hurt by every other church, and this is the last resort. Number two, you can hide in that church. Your sin, your faults, your issues, you can hide in that church. Number three, because you like the pastor. But none of it really is because you know that. If I go to the Potter's House members right now, and I line them up, give me 1,000 of them, and I ask them, what is the vision of TD Jakes? I guarantee you, less than 30% will be able to tell me what it is.
Only the ones who went through the minister class.
and that's it. Mm-hmm. Most of the members are joining church. So when you get with this church, there's another reason you're with this church, and part of that reason is who's running the church. Right. Because women are emotional creatures. They really are. And I'm not going to get away from men because men can be emotional too.
Men are very emotional.
You see what I'm saying?
How I know.
You know? but the whole fact of the matter is you get attracted to the power. You get attracted to maybe the anointing. You get attracted to the swag. You get attracted to the fact that this is a father figure or a mother figure. And that's what you latch on to. And because of that, you become personally involved. You become physically involved and emotionally and psychologically involved, and you leave out spiritually involved. Mm-hmm. So you don't care whether he's saved. You don't care whether he's filled with the Holy Ghost. You don't care because that's not why you're there in the first place. Most people don't come to church. Bro, listen, I see some of these dresses that they're wearing, John. Bro, listen to me. Come on now. I see people come to church looking like they finna go to the club.
Or they just left the club.
You're not coming here to worship with me.
Right.
And you want to get on the front row. You heard before everybody. And you want to be on the first 2 or 3 rows. And the minute I say something that ain't even that impactful, you right there in the front. Go ahead, pastor. And I'm like, come on now. You're showing your butt for nothing.
Right.
You know, and I understand the mothers of the church being protective of their pastor, their son, or their daughter, because guess what? It's too many Jezebels out there. But I also understand, you know, how they're being protective of the person that the pastor's going to get with, because he may or she may just be a dog.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, listen, guys, we can go on and on with this for days. Y'all know, man, I would love to carry this over, man. I may do a part 2 to this. But, hey, do me a favor, man. Make sure you guys text me. Make sure you guys get at me at 972-800-6376. Let me know what you think, man. Text me. Why, if you are a member of a church, why wouldn't you want your pastor to date? Or if you even care. You know, I want to hear your feedback. I really want to hear your feedback. Listen, John, I appreciate you, man. I thank you so much for joining, man. This is a topic, man, I had to discuss, man, because it's getting bad, bro. It's getting bad to where you can't be single in the church, or you can't live your life as a pastor in the church. You can't be on social media too much. You can't talk too much. You can't, you know, hey, if me and you walking around right now and somebody know you can live an alternative lifestyle, they gonna assume that me and you date. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what members will do. And I believe that members have caused the contamination in the pulpit.
Right.
I believe that.
Someone said there's a difference between protection and overstepping boundaries. Another one said, awesome, glad we sharing. This is a great message that we had today. We got a lot of great feedback in here, a lot of great comments.
Well, read some of the comments, man. I want to know what some of the comments are.
Okay, it says, this is the Church of God of Christ. Oh, they making fun of Church of God in Christ. You got to be born and you can't join in.
Oh, Lord.
Right. They were agreeing to a lot of the stuff that you said.
Okay.
You know, about big facts. You know, this is facts and what you're saying. Yes, that's true. A lot of people just actually in agreement to what you're saying about the whole dating period.
Okay.
So I enjoyed this show, man.
I'm glad they agree because boy, I can't take no pushback.
I have a great friend of mine. She's a minister. She's a first lady now. Shanika Weatherall.
You say now?
Yeah, because her husband is a pastor, and she would be great to see why how it was dating a pastor before he was.
You got her number?
Yeah, I do.
Call her.
Hold on just a second. Shanika, I'm going to give you a call.
Let's call her. Listen, I want to hear from first ladies. My wife is right here on the line right now. And listen, I want to hear from first ladies. I want to know what you got, what's going on. Like what feedback and what pushback are you guys getting? You know? Are you feeling the heat because you married to your husband from the congregation?
Let me see if she answers.
She might not want to be on the show. I ain't mad at her.
Oh, she's sweet. I love her to death.
Hi.
Hey, First Lady. How you doing? I'm good. We on a radio show, and we talking about pastoral dating. And why is it that, your congregation don't want their pastor to date? They just want them to automatically already be married. And I was telling him, Bishop, here that you are newly married to your husband. You're now first lady, but you've been in ministry for a very long time. What were some of the things did you face anything in the when you and pastor were dating from his members or from other church leaders about y'all dating or any opposition before y'all tied the knot?
Absolutely. Myself being 41 years old, and I believe my husband is 56. So I believe he was maybe like 53 at the time, so that kind of landed me maybe at 39 or something like that. So of course, I personally took it, with the age gap or whatever. Many that know me have always known me to be a woman of means. And so when a pastor is bringing a young lady, in to a new church setting, things of that nature, there are many speculations. There were so many speculations. She wants him for his money because my husband is he's an established businessman like myself.
Right.
And so I experienced, like I said, opposition with the whole age gap. I experienced opposition with, being young and, people not knowing anything about me. So there are still false accusations about, me wanting him for what he had. And like I said,
not knowing that you were already established.
Anybody knows me, I was much so established. I bought in. I came in with a 5,000 square foot home. I came in with, 2 established businesses. I came in, and not that whole material piece, but, I came in with a Range Rover. My company owned 2 vehicles. These were things, like I said, that people, did not know. So it was tough. And then, of course, him having older children. My children were younger. So yeah, we took it. Yeah, we caught it. We caught it. He caught it as well. About the decision. That girl is young. This and that and this. But hey. We weathered it all.
Right. So
We
what
weathered
would
it all.
so for those pastors that are wanting to date that are not married, or those couples that are dating and facing opposition, what can you offer? What kind of advice could you offer that could possibly help them through this journey?
One thing I will say is use wisdom with how you present it and when. Timing is everything, and how you do it is everything. A lot of men, period, not just pastors, when a man knows what he wants, he knows what he wants. You understand what I'm saying? And because of men, a lot of them are, egotistical, if you please. It's like, hey, if this is what I want, I'm going after it. And so a lot of times pastors don't, think a lot through. And so advice that I would give is, I would say, and another thing, before we presented each other, even like on that whole social media piece, we have been together 18 months.
Right.
So, hang out. It doesn't have to be a secret because,
Right.
I thank God that I was nobody's secret. But, I do believe in discretion, and a great deal, of privacy, if you please. And so, so I would definitely say use timing on, how you're presenting them and when you present them. But, for the most part, don't make your lady a secret, or don't make, the pastor, your guy, a secret, but use discretion.
Right.
Use discretion because, go ahead.
No. God bless you, First Lady. Thank you so much for joining. Question I have for you, and you were talking about make sure that you use discretion. How much discretion should a person use if they are because your husband was already an established preacher, and you guys were dating while he was an established preacher? Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so how much discretion should a pastor use before, or is there a time limit? Maybe this is a better question. Is there a time limit before you present that new woman to the congregation?
I would say knowing that you know that you know.
Right.
Meaning, don't bring your promise around. Don't use discretion. Meaning, don't be bringing nobody around if you're not sure.
That's
Right.
Don't be bringing potential around. You bring the promise.
Right.
Don't present, potential. So that's why I say, discretion. Use wisdom, because sometimes it can be what. Well, Pastor, you just got through dating. You know what I'm saying? Pastor, we thought so-and-so was going to be, First Lady. So,
You confuse the people.
You
You can confuse the people.
Right. So, and this is what I believe, sir. I believe that, dating is that whole, it's like trying on clothes. You go in, you see something on the rack or whatever, and it's like, hey, let me try this on. Let me try this out to see if it's a good fit for me. So you use discretion when you try it on stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You may want to put that back. You may want to grab something on clearance that you sure can't present to the church if you follow with me.
Right.
Use discretion when you on that clearance rack and all of it. When you ready to go up in Nordstrom's, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
When you ready to go up in there in Neiman's, then you come on out. You see what I'm saying? And you don't have to use discretion. Be free. Be free.
Right.
But I believe that timing is everything. It's just like kids. If it's just you and your kids all the time, and your kids just have your attention, and then when you present, somebody else, you gotta work this all the way in. Hey, this is us. Hey, they're gonna be here, now with us. And so as it is, with the church, if they're just used to, responding to the voice of their leader, or they're just used to, it's just been past, and we just had to call you, and you've always been able to talk when we called that night. You picked up, any time of the day. And so those are things where, you make extra.
Did we lose you?
Like in this week, or let's gather the people, and do this because it's hard because they only had their pastor to themselves and now they got to divide them with you. So you,
Right.
as a woman, you get that, what's the word I'm looking for? Lord, it escapes my mind, but resentment. You get that level of resentment
Right.
when it's like, we had Pastor all to ourselves, now here she comes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so then the people have to warm up to you, that hey, you didn't lose your pastor, like you gained the first lady, like you gained twice the love.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So yeah, I would definitely say, it's a process. It's definitely a process, but you get through it.
Right.
You
So
get through it, and that's another thing. We spend a lot of time alone, like I said, before we hit social media, before we, did this and did that, building the strength of that thing.
Right.
So that, when those hits came, you were able, to withstand them. It took time to build them Twin Towers.
Right, right.
In New York, and that's why the first plane, you see what I'm saying, they take it down. Here it is, it comes another hit. But yeah, it took time, so the foundation is what has to be solid.
Right.
Before you go posting selfies, before you go checking in, baby,
Putting yourself all out there.
Spend time in prayer.
Right, right.
When this thing hits the world, those hits are going to come, especially when it's something. When, people were fighting and coming against us for, petty stuff. No, nothing, we hadn't done anything to any each other. They knew that dude, not to be tooting my own horn, but, those that know me and those that even didn't know me, you could see where, you done scanned my page. You done checked me out. You done put years back to see that I'm solid. And it's like, man, okay, she ain't a winner. Or now she happy. She was a widow 10 years by herself and she was doing it. Now she really finna be doing it. And I'm not. Sometimes people are not mad, at you. They mad at you. So
Right.
leaders, that's why that's what I mean when I say we have to use that discretion there because, baby, you better know that you know that you know.
okay.
And
Well,
then, you get that.
well, cool. Well, thank you so much, First Lady. But I don't want to just call you First Lady. You are an elder, right? You still
Okay.
elders.
You're good.
Okay. So, I mean, because sometimes those other titles get put up beside when you married a pastor or whatever. So I don't want to, let that to be ignored. You are somebody. Yes. So, well, thank you so. You're welcome, and thank you for allowing us to call you.
Thank you so much, Elder. I appreciate it.
For allowing me to share.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Real quickly, we got to go to a little bit of a break. But let's go over our sponsors. Listen, if you guys would like to support the show, if you would like to be a sponsor, if you would like to be a cameraman, if you would like to be a director, whatever your talents have you doing, we want you to be a part of Bishop Chronicles Podcast. So listen, we want you to send your resume. We want you to send your qualifications and the things you would like to do to our email at drhollymaysworldwide@gmail.com, or you could just text your qualifications to 214-325-3529. If this show has been a blessing to you, if this show has enlightened you, if it's provoked conversation, that's what my show, I wanted to do, to provoke conversation. We want you to financially support us, and we need your help. We want to get better cameras. We want to get better equipment. We want to be able to present a better show to you and bring you more. So we would love for you to support us financially at Cash App, $ Dr. Holly Mays. Dr. Holly Mays. Cash App, Dr. Holly Mays. Also, make sure you guys join us this Saturday, tomorrow, at 2:30 p.m. for Dallas Confidential TV Internet Talk Show, where we talk about everything Dallas and in between. And if you're in the DeSoto, Dallas, Duncanville, and Cedar Hill area, please drop by Kingdom Faith Empowerment Center at 900 East Beltline Road, DeSoto, Texas, 75115. We are still practicing social distancing, so we're only allowing 10 people at a time. But do me a favor, make sure you stream with us live every Sunday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Or you can visit our website at KFEC Dallas.com. Listen, John, shoot.
Yes.
It's been real, man. It's been real, man. I enjoyed this show, man. I enjoyed the conversation, man. I got to pick this up some other time, man. I really do, because I just want to see the comments and feedback. I really appreciate First Lady Carter. Am I correct, Carter? Weatherall now, I'm sorry. Okay. Weatherall. Okay. First Lady Weatherall for coming on, really sharing her experience. Because that, you know, I mean, let's be honest with you, that's a private thing. It is. And so I appreciate it. And if you are a pastor or a first lady and you want to share that experience, do me a favor. Make sure you send a text out to 972-800-6376. I would love to hear your experience, and I would love to share your experience if you permit me. But John, listen, man, I thank you so much for being on the show, man. I really do, man. Any thoughts before we go into a final thought?
I appreciate being here. It's always a great time when we hook up. I also want to just do a surprise to you, like I did last night.
What I do?
I'm going to sow $100 into your show today.
Well, listen, boy, I'm about to start dancing up in this camp. Don't play with me, John.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. You don't know what that means to me, so I appreciate you. Listen, man, we're going to get ready and do some final thoughts, man, and we're going to bounce some things against you, John, real quick. So in the final thoughts, man, I hit you with some real hard questions, 3 real hard questions, and I want you to give me the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go with it, okay? Do you care who your pastor dates?
No.
Do you care how long they date them before they marry them?
No.
Do you care where the other person came from, whether they were atheists, Methodist, Kojic? Do you care?
No.
Awesome. Cool. Listen, I just had to throw that out there, guys, because the reason why I did that, and you guys know me, is the reason why I do it is because I want to provoke change and I want to provoke conversation. A lot of times we worry about the wrong thing. We worry about the wrong thing. And a lot of us are so hurt and we're so beat up that we forget that that's the biggest thing in God's eye is I need you to get healed. I need you to get delivered. I need you to get saved. Whether your pastor's dating someone that you like or disagree with really doesn't matter as it pertains to your salvation. And if we spend more time worried about how connected we are with God instead of how connected we are with people, maybe we can actually get to the promised land that we tell people we're seeking. Listen, I love you guys with the love of the Lord. Remember to uplift Christ wherever you go. Remember to make the rest of your day the best of your day. Until we meet again, I'm saying to you guys, peace. I'm out.